Hello once again. Last time I uh I brought something that's a little quirky, and arguably this is a little quirkier, arguably not. It depends on your definition, it depends on the person. And I don't even know. I'm sure you don't even know half these cards, but the first thing you might be thinking is why is this deck 60 cards? Second thing you might be thinking is why is there summon limit, macrocosmos, di-fi, at different dimension ground, fossil Dyna, barrier statue of the drought, and then there's some more things you might be thinking. Why is there a Tsukuyomi? Why is there a Gren Maju? Why is there a Jowgen? Why is there Planet Pathfinder? Why is there Necroface? All these questions will be answered. The deck list is in the description as well, if you just want to copy this deck for whatever reason. All right, so I wanted to make a deck that revolved around just flips. But then I'm like, I kind of want to play Empty Jar. But I tried it. Empty Jar's kind of balls, right? It's not that good of a deck. So I made it. Obviously, I made it better by making it 60 cards and adding floodgates. Don't get me wrong. I don't really love floodgates. I used to like it a lot less. I wouldn't have never played this back in the day. But I've come around to. I'm not gonna say enjoy, but I've come around and accepted that they are part of the game. It's like stacks and magic, It's a part of the game. It's a legitimate strategy, right? So I wanted to play Empty Jar, and it didn't. It's ass. So I made like a 40 card version of this deck. So the whole point is to mill your opponent more or less, but not play Runics. And you might be thinking like, why would you do that? Like, shit, I don't know. What do you? I don't know. What are you asking me for? I'm just making dumb decks, man. Let me live, right? So I thought I feel like a lot of decks they benefit from the graveyard. A lot of decks do that. So why I could either cut just get rid of the entire plan of milling my opponent out, or I can make it so whenever I mill, everything's banished. Hence the die-fis, the macros, and the various other things, different dimension ground. I'm not playing Shifter because Shifter, I'm not gonna draw Shifter. 60 cards, so I'm not gonna draw it. But so that's the base plan, right? So then I'm like, oh, if I'm gonna banish everything anyway, why not add like a Necroface? Why not add Gren Maju? Why this helps with the mill plan, quote unquote mill plan. It also recurs stuff. It's also a big beater, and Gren Maju is a big beater, like big beefy beater, right? So now, like I core idea spotted. We could have the Spirit of the Fall Wind. If you've never seen this card, it's a normal summon. It tutors. It searches for a flip monster, fire card. Love it. Love flip monsters. It's like okay, I get it, but how do you get these cards? What's your advantage engine? Playing Tsukuyomi to like continue the mill, but also just has niche cases of booking a monster and then attacking over it, which comes up. You got Mokomoko, which I'm sure none of you have heard of because I've never heard of this card before today because I made this deck today. It's a flip, draw one card, fire. That's all I need. During your main phase, you can change this card to face down defense position. Even better, instant in. And then, once per turn, it can't be destroyed by battle. That's magnifique. Like, what else could I ask for in this deck, right? So it's semi-advantage engine. I'm playing it too, because you never really want it that bad. Like you always searching for this, and you always want the jars more, because it's cool. Okay, that explains like maybe half of the deck. What about the other half, right? Pot of Duality, Pot of Extravagance, uh, good cards. Draw cards. Get an advantage ish, right? Try to get the cards you want to see. Also, the if you can't tell, the extra deck is it doesn't matter what it is. I just try to put some cheap cards in here just because just to show that it doesn't really matter. You could put like rank fours. You could technically make rank fours with Spirit and Planet sometimes or whatever. I'm not gonna do it because it like almost never comes up, and even if it does come up, it's like you're probably doing really well already, right? But if you have them, you might as well use them if you decide to play this deck for whatever reason. Okay, Book of Moon goes with the jars, right? The flip monsters in general. Also, Fossil Dyna, little young boy Patchy. He's also an honorary flip monster because if he flips, he special summons. He blows up all special summon monsters. Pretty cool, pretty neat. Okay, and okay, we have the main plan. We have the win conditions. We have the advantage pieces, the search engines. Just what about everything else? What about the three Difies, the barrier statue, the three Jowgen, the three messenger piece, three Necrovalley, the three different dimension ground, the storming mirror force, the three macrocosmos, and the three summon limit? In in life, you gotta you gotta just do what you have to do, no matter how ugly it is. Sometimes you can't live a really pretty life. I try, but sometimes you can't. So, in order to live, we have to play shit like summon limit and macro. Well, macro just goes with the banish theme, right? We have to play shit like summon limit. We have to play shit like messenger apiece. We have to play shit like barrier statues. Just this three. I actually did play the water one, but I played against tier. Got clapped. So it is what it is, right? Uh, that's why we're playing Fossil Nine. That's why we're playing Jowgen, so on and so forth. So we're playing Storm and Mirror Force. This could be anything. You could play this. If you have 30 evenlies, you can just play evenly instead. I didn't want to make the deck over 40. I'm not counting the extra again because it's non-existent. Like so, it's barely under 40, 2 cents under 40. My list may vary, right? So it's it's an idea. I don't know why, but it's funny. Like when you get the mill off, I have yet to do it. I did it like once, maybe. I might be mistaken because I made like six other, like maybe like three other decks after. Because I've been having a good time with this shit, man. Making budget decks that are not the best, but funny. It's a lot of fun. But so I've yet to do it, but milled like I have milled Necroface into Necroface into Necroface and normal summon Gren Maju for game. Dude, life is that like gave me an extra 2 years on my life. Normally shit takes away, right? But that gave me an extra two. That was great, man. So that's the whole deck, more or less. I mean, try it out for yourself. Maybe you'd have some fun with it. Again, I probably wouldn't play this with if you want to make friends, because again, floodgate, one turn floodgate. But it's neat. It's funny. You can also like swap some of the floodgates out if you're in a more casual play group. If you play with some or- more casual decks, or maybe sometimes you just bring out a casual deck, even if you are relatively competitive. Yep. With that, I'll leave you to it. Hopefully, you try this deck. Maybe you can have some fun with it. Have a good day. Peace.